Followed after that.
Well, me and Mr. Hesh, Corporation Counsel, were on the 23rd floor. I told him we got to get out of here. We started walking down the stairs. We made it to the 8th floor. Big explosion. Flew us back into the 8th floor. And I turned to Hesh. I said, "This is it. We're dead. We're not going to make it out of here." I took a fire extinguisher and I bust the window out. That's when this gentleman here heard my cries for help. This gentleman right here, and he said, kept saying, "Stand by. Somebody's coming to get you." They couldn't get to us for an hour because they couldn't find us. World Trade Center 7 on the 23rd floor. As I arrived there were police all in the lobby. They showed me the way to the elevator. We got up to the 23rd floor. We couldn't get in. We had to go back down. Then security and police took us to the freight elevators where they took us back up, and we did get in. Upon arriving into the OEM EOC, we noticed that everybody was gone. I saw coffee that was on a desk. Still, the smoke was still coming off the coffee. I saw half-eaten sandwiches. And after I called several individuals, one individual told me that to leave and leave right away. So came running back in. He said, "We're the only ones up here. We got to get out of here." He found the stairwell. So we subsequently went to the stairwell and we're going down the stairs. When we reached the 6th floor, the landing that we were standing on gave way. There was an explosion, and the landing gave way. And I was left there hanging. I had to climb back up, and now I had to walk back up to the 8th floor. After getting to the 8th floor, everything was dark.
IRS was there.
Well, I'm just confused about one thing, and one thing only. Why World Trade Center 7 went down in the first place. I'm very confused about that. I know what I heard. I heard explosions. The explanation I got was it was the fuel oil tank. I'm an old boiler guy. If it was a fuel oil tank, it would have been one side of the building. When I got to that lobby, the lobby was totally destroyed. It looked like King Kong had came through it and stepped on it. And it was so destroyed I didn't know where I was. And it was so destroyed they had to take me out through a hole in the wall, a makeshift hole that I believe the fire department made to get me out.
And that's basically both clips right there, Alex. And he follows it up by saying, you know, they were stepping over bodies in the lobby. The firemen were literally telling them not to look down. That dispels the no loss of life in Building 7 theory. He discusses also with us how while he was trapped on those floors, he was talking to firemen prior to both collapses of the World Trade Center Towers 1 and 2. As each building collapsed, they ran away from it, you know, as everybody did. You know, so those explosions that he got trapped on the 8th floor happened before both towers fell. He heard many other explosions during the whole thing. The entire lobby was blown up. There were dead bodies in Building 7. And none of that is a part of any official count of the story.
This next clip, set it up for us.
Basically, it's just a short clip confirming that explosion that took place on the 6th floor was prior to both towers collapsing. He just confirmed it because we wanted to make sure and clear, because we knew what the debunkers were going to say. We're going to say, oh, well, that explosion was just the first tower collapsing. Absolutely not. He confirms right here it was prior to both.
Here we go.
As I told you earlier,
Yes.
both buildings were still standing because I looked one way, looked the other way. Now there's nothing there. When I got to the 6th floor, before all this happened, when I got to the 6th floor, there was an explosion. That's what forced us back to the 8th floor. Both buildings were still standing.